Hey, what's going on, my friends? In this video, we're going to jump into 8 of the best side hustles for Generation Z. Now, of course, if you are someone who's a little older, maybe you're not in this 18 to 23 as this, well, this isn't, I don't think that's the Generation Z. I mean, obviously it's wider than that, but for this particular age group, you can see 46% of them who are 18 to 23 have side hustles right now. And that to me is pretty cool. It's pretty good. It's showing us, we're seeing, a lot of people make it out like everyone who's younger is lazy and doesn't have any motivation, isn't grinding. But I say that's BS. I mean, think about how many of these younger kids love people like Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk is killing it because of half of his audience who are Generation Z age group. So, seeing something like this, I wasn't surprised about that. But because of the way things are moving with technology and seeing how, as it says, Gen Zers are digital natives, well positioned to take advantage of money-making opportunities that involve technology. And avenues like social media and content creation are perfect pathways for discovering lucrative side hustles. So, to me, it's all about how much you want it and really just getting after it, getting out there, putting your name out there, and actually making an effort to find different opportunities that exist. But as I mentioned, this article does come up with 8 ideas that you guys can explore and consider. Number 1 is create a niche pages on TikTok. One side hustle that is extremely lucrative and has the potential to grow beyond a side hustle is creating niche pages on TikTok and growing. And maybe is it niche? I know people be always like correcting, and then I see other people be like, "Nah, it's niche." I think it is niche. Hold on. Let's see what I'm gonna get it right because I know someone's gonna try to comment down below and correct me. This is saying niche. Again, it ain't a big deal because you guys know what I'm saying. But what is a big deal is that you consider creating a page on TikTok. And this is something that has been actually recommended to me. And I actually don't have TikTok downloaded just because I know how addictive a lot of these platforms can be. Right now, I'm taking a break basically from, social media in general. I've stepped away from Facebook. I've kind of stepped away from Instagram for a bit. It still pulls me in where I'll still swipe through every once in a while, not like I used to. I definitely don't post and stuff like that like I used to. And the problem for me was I wasn't even sharing the kind of content that I should be sharing. This kind of content, like this is what I should be making all of my social media pages geared around. Kind of did, but not really, not like I could. So taking this approach though is definitely something that could be a good, lucrative idea. The idea is pretty simple. You pick a niche that is interesting to you and post consistently until you build your audience over 10,000 followers. The great thing about TikTok is that it's much easier to grow on there compared to other platforms like Instagram or YouTube. I personally accumulated over 100,000 users across 2 pages in less than 12 months. As you grow, it will become much easier to make money off of your page. At first, you may have to reach out to brands manually and pitch them on a potential sponsorship. But as you grow, you'll begin to get more deals coming inbound. Number 2 is create in-demand content. People of any age can make a sizable income through content creation, but in my experience, Gen Z really thrives with cryptocurrency and e-finance topics. And this is the founder and CEO of Wall Street Zen. He says many of the biggest TikTok financial influencers are in their teens and early 20s, and finance companies of all sizes want the clout and digital native skills that Gen Z has in spades. Content creation can extend to blog writing on trending topics, creating TikTok and YouTube videos for companies, graphic design, and even podcasting. What brands are looking for is authenticity more than anything else. They can supply the experience and expertise while Gen Z content creatives provide the engagement. And again, I completely agree with this. I think this is spot on. And something that I've noticed with, for example, my YouTube channels, and since I have makemanagedgrow.com, and I have other sites and whatnot as well. But with this particular brand, I have noticed companies starting to reach out more and more with wanting to engage with some sort of partnership, or paying me to basically kind of sponsor or whatever. I haven't really responded to many. There's a few people that I'm starting to respond to now. Actually, I do need to follow up as I'm saying it, where there is potential, and this is something where it's going to be different from everyone, where some people are just like, oh, they jump at everything. I'm a lot more selective and really would only want to work with companies that are relevant to making, managing, and growing money. Of course, with this brand, there are the companies I would be interested in working with, but they wouldn't be on this channel and relevant with this content that I create for this blog, for this site, for this brand. But this is definitely another kind of obvious area that is still overlooked. And even on my end right now, I know I can be creating even more content than what I am. Next up is creating simple websites. One of the easiest side hustles Gen Zers can get into at the moment is creating and selling simple websites and landing pages. They said with COVID and the increasing number of contactless businesses, there is a massive need for simple websites that can list out menus and details. Just about every restaurant you walk into these days has a QR code that needs to be scanned in order to pull up the menu. Really simple idea, something really obvious, something that, I'm literally trying to get my my main mechanic, trying to get them to realize they need to just spend a little money. I have a consulting company in which we do websites and stuff like this, and I'm trying to get him to understand, like, we can punch this out for you really easily and essentially teach you or show you how you can maintain it on your own. When you want major changes done, we can jump in there, but you can pretty much do a lot of things on your own once you see how easy it is to use WordPress once it's already set up. And I haven't actually followed up with them to the extent that I probably could. Just basically reminding him, like, hey, I know you're focused on fixing cars, but remember, you have a website that you do need completed, should be up, and we can help you with doing so. He's shown interest. I just haven't followed up with him because I have my first client that I'm really focused on right now, who is a real estate agent. But same difference, creating a whole new website for this agent, as well as, doing his whole, pretty much setting up his whole funnel and his whole kind of sales process and system and workflow, because you can focus on creating content for your marketing strategy, but how are you managing all of your leads? When people actually reach out to you about a product or a service that you provide, how do you manage them? How do you put them in a system where you can follow up with them and actually know that you followed up with them, and actually easily record this stuff and just have a nice log, a record that's keeping track of all of this? That's what we help with. And so this is definitely another lucrative area that you guys can consider checking out. Next up is SWAS, or software with a service. And this is a new one for me, but it makes sense. It's such an obvious thing. Yeah. And, a few companies came to mind off the rip, because I'm like, oh, well, I work with a lot of these softwares, CRMs, for example, that I'm helping my client, my real estate client, for example, with configuring. And basically what it is they're saying a one side hustle I'm excited about right now for Gen Z is what I call SWAS, or software with a service. And how it works is you piggyback on the popularity of a software tool that already exists and help companies or individuals use it. So on Side Hustle, we've seen people run with the strategy, for example, like QuickBooks or Asana, Salesforce, any software out there that people are using and investing in. If you've kind of mastered it, if you know how to use anything that people are, again, it's software or an app, you can kind of become a specialist and really focus on that and provide your services to other people who are starting to roll out and use that same software. says, as a young entrepreneur, you're at an advantage because you can be an early adapter for an up and coming software tool that most people don't know about yet. If you can't create video tutorial content about it, introducing yourself as a consultant, I can almost guarantee you'll have people reaching out and asking for one-on-one help. And this is literally aligned with what I was saying a moment ago, being able to work with other professionals or companies, businesses, and providing services to them and doing what they can't do. If they don't know how to create a website, if they don't know what a actual CRM is, or a marketing and sales funnel is, then those are things that you can help other people with. And the same difference can be said with focusing on any of these particular software or any software or apps that exist, where you can just become that expert, that professional, that consultant who specializes in that particular area. Then we have I think there's two more, maybe three. Yeah, three. Is there a fourth? No, yeah, three more. Okay. So next up is the create digital products. The best side hustle for young people is to create digital products. These include fonts, design templates, document templates, Shopify store themes, ebooks, and music. Unlike traditional jobs, you don't have to answer to anybody, and you can work at your own pace whenever is convenient for you. Plus, you can work from home and actually make decent money. Creating digital products is the perfect side hustle for anyone with a computer who is looking to earn extra money without having to make any type of commitment. And again, this is a nice list of different digital products that you can create and sell on your own website or on various platforms that exist where people need those type of products. And I mean, there's so many other things that you guys can also sell on a digital front. And a big thing I feel like you're seeing are a lot of kind of courses, if that falls under digital products, but a lot of like courses, something that we just launched, how to launch a business, for example, and which, you start to see people trickling in where there's interest around a particular topic. And that is obviously one topic that there's interest. Now, if you have experience doing anything that's specific to, I don't know, any profession, maybe it's fitness and training. Well, you can start a fitness and training camp, a course. I was going to say boot camp, but course. Something maybe you do one course that's like an ab buster course. It focuses on abs. You do another course that focuses on, arms and biceps. Full body course. Maybe you cook. Maybe you're an artist. You can basically do a course on anything where it's just teaching people how to fix something basic, how to create something, how to build something, how to make something. But the digital product landscape is pretty big, and the sky's the limit when it comes to what you can create in this day and age. Next is sell stock photos. For more visually creative Gen Z people, selling stock photos can be another great side hustle. The process is as simple as posting on social media. Upload the photo on Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, or another site and get paid every time someone licenses it. Think about the type of pictures, editorials, or businesses would need in their articles and content, and upload that type of content. Some examples include famous landmarks from well-known cities and office environments. I'm here in Boston. Of course, there's tons and tons of famous landmarks, tons of just beautiful areas and historical regions in New England in general that you would be able to visit, get some pictures of next time you're there. And if you do it in a as professionally as you can, do a nice little editing touch-up job, you potentially could make some money with some of your photos if you get them on some of the right sites. And become a virtual assistant. I'm surprised this wasn't last But hiring a virtual assistant has been one of my best decisions recently, said Simon Brisk, CEO of Click Intelligence. It saves up a lot of my time and effort. Almost all the business executives I have met have an assistant, and most of them prefer a virtual setting. There's a huge demand for virtual assistants, particularly post-pandemic, and most employers prefer younger people for the job. That is because younger people are generally more tech savvy and flexible. Therefore, Gen Z should consider getting into this gig. Apart from the decent compensation, VAs can get the opportunity to work with industry leaders and possibly learn from their experiences and expertise, not to mention the prospect of getting a permanent job with their employer. My virtual assistant works at $30 per hour, and she is highly skilled at the job. Now, one, that is good money, I would say. But furthermore, I mean, I'm literally in a position now where I'm considering bringing on a virtual assistant myself. So there's definitely a need for helpers, for assistants, for people to provide data entry work, research work, social media work. And as this mentioned, just kind of being in a position where you're flexible and you have a few different services or skills that you can provide or willing to learn, puts you in a very, very good position and will give you a lot more opportunities to make some money working for people, not just in your town or your city, but anywhere around your state, your region, or the country in general. Now, last on our list is screen print and sell t-shirts. And they said that screen printing and selling t-shirts is a side hustle that's fairly lucrative for younger people. It's how I got started, and now Rush Order Tees has grown from a one high schooler operation in the back of my parents' garage to over 150 employees. And that's what Mike Nemref, the CEO and co-founder at Rush Order Tees said. A decent screen printing press is less than $200, and the supplies aren't much more either. Selling t-shirts at or ahead of major events or with a creative designs via Facebook's marketplace can get you back your investment in the first batch of shirts. Take it from me, people love buying from students and will be happy to support your cause, even if your cause is just starting your own small business. And hey, I'm not wearing an Adam Helper t-shirt right now or any of the other brands that I've created gear with, but I've actually made a few dollars off of a few of my, brands that I have print on demand clothing with. So what is it called? Spreadshirt, I believe, is the one that I currently work with. But there are a lot of print on demand or drop shipping businesses that you can work with to help with producing, creating designs and getting them out there to people that would potentially buy them. But as this mentions, if you can be proactive and kind of market and promote your designs and brands yourself, and this last thing can be said with respect to any gig apps that exist, because you guys know me, I'm big on like TaskRabbit and Upwork, for example. Those are apps that people would go to your page, your profile, and book you or hire you. So that's the type of thing that you can grab the link to your page, your profile, and post it on your social media, post it on your LinkedIn. And, some people are like, well, I'd rather just have someone book me directly on my own. You can do that. That's great. But using those platforms help you build up your presence on those platforms as well. They help you kind of get more, I don't know if I'd say confirmation, but, kind of approval, because you have 10 people now that are booking you on that app, that now there's 10 ratings. You got 10 reviews. Hopefully they're all good reviews that you have, or the number of completed jobs. A lot of these apps will show number of completed tasks or jobs on that site. The higher you have, the more credibility that's building for you. That's going to help you with, improving the chances that you get hired again. Having this on your own website where you just send someone to your website and say, book me. Yeah, some people are going to book you. I definitely have opportunities that have happened because of people going directly to my site or finding my website and booking me there. However, you also help with, again, there's a bit of a difference. I've said this before in some of my videos. There's a little bit of a difference when it's you saying something about yourself compared to having like a real testament from someone, testimony from someone, or a review from someone, where they're speaking about your services, and it's not on your site but on another third party. That's a legit third party, legit website where people, like, okay, they trust and believe what's going to be there, and that you didn't just make something up and say, oh, this is what people are saying. Because unfortunately, yes, that does happen. So to me, this is a nice excuse me, this is a nice list of 8 different, and I kind of gave you guys another 9, or another one, but 9 or 8 different side hustles that you can benefit from, that you can get started on to make some money. And the beautiful thing with all of these side hustles, and like, the whole side hustle term thing, like I got to do a video just talking about like what is a side hustle. Because to me, it's just like, like these are basically you potentially exploring businesses that you might start and build someday. Like, oh, well, create a page on TikTok. That would be my business. Well, you'd be a media business, or a video, production business, content creation business, or maybe you're a consulting business where you provide services around something. So your videos all focus on a particular service, legal services, or whatever it might be. Makeup, advice, sports, something you're good at, that people are going to be like, well, that was cool. I never knew you can do that, or how to do that. Now I know. So again, that's video or media or consulting. There's so many different ways, but you would be leveraging these different platforms or products or ideas that we've covered in this video. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. It's almost kind of late, a little late for me. I'm a little tired, but wanted to make sure I got this video in today and got it up today. Make sure you guys, I'm keeping the ball rolling with being consistent with punching out new content for you guys, and making sure, these are some good ideas and additional ways that are going to help you with making, managing, and growing your money as you move forward in your financial independence journey. And on that note, you guys already know I got to keep it moving. So if you haven't yet, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, of course, so you can stay up to date on our latest and upcoming videos. But yeah, I got to keep it moving. But I'll see you in the next video. Peace.